Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. Cheers. It seems funny now, there's no cymbidium blooms, they've all gone over now. So I often try and stand so that I've got blooms around me. I think those days are gone for a whole season now. Anyway, this is a surprise video that I didn't expect to be able to do. Why is that then? I've had a busy day. Let me just clarify, it's Friday the 6th of whatever it is, June, and I've had a busy day today sorting out my cymbidiums. I've done a couple of videos as a consequence. I had my lunch and I thought, I've had a busy day. I've got another busy day of a totally different sort tomorrow with our Orchid Society's AGM. I thought, I'm going to have some cheese and biscuits and a glass of wine and a sit down. And blow me, the doorbell goes. So I went out, hello, parcel for you. You sure it's for 16B? Yes. Okay, I'll come out and get it. I haven't ordered anything. So what's this parcel then? So what this parcel is over here. And it has a label on it, live plants. And I thought, I haven't ordered anything, so is this some sort of mess up or something like that? And there's no clue who it's from. The live plants label could be unique to a particular company, but probably not. It's probably something you can buy on the internet. Yeah, so weird. But my surname is written on the box as though there were other boxes involved. So it remained a mystery until I looked at the label. I thought, well, it's got the right address on, it's got my name on it, but tucked away in the bottom corner was the return address. Now we're getting somewhere. Well, I haven't opened it, so this is going to be as big a surprise for me as it is for you. So we have a tall box. Let's just get the camera down somewhere so that we can see it. Now, this is the line of the box, it looks like. So I'm going to open it here. So it's difficult to say what's going to be inside because of the way the box appears to be this way up. So what have we got, a long thin plant? I don't know. As I said, this is as big a surprise for me as it's going to be for you. And I have no clue how this has happened. I don't believe it's a mistake, given the company involved, given that I now know who the company is that have sent it, because it's got a return address on it. Well, I didn't order from them, so somebody else has. Or there's been a right mess up somewhere along the line. Will you cut? Thank you. Right, and then we should be able to run around here, like that. Right, so we're in. Now I'm hoping there's going to be some paperwork. Otherwise, it's a mystery. Right, so given that I know the company it's come from, this is typical wrapping, always done very well. It's going to be a box of paper. Aha. So this is the notes, there's nothing on here that's revealing or anything like that. Hello, the sender wishes to remain anonymous. This is the message, the start of a new specimen. Thanks. So there's not a clue how this has got here, who it's from, but this is the thing. Now, you could potentially contact, this is from, I'll let you into, it's from Spice Exotic. Now, in theory, you could contact them and say, I wish to send a plant to Roger Frampton, but I don't know his address. Now in theory, given data protection, even though they've probably got my address on file, they shouldn't release it, technically speaking. But then, you know, so that's the next thing, is if this is the person wishes to stay anonymous and Spice Exotic didn't come up with my address, then this person must already know my address. That limits the number of people it could be. I shall get my personal private detective on this. So what have we got that's going to become a specimen plant then? This is intriguing. Right, we've got to the plant now. Well, there's an awful lot of greenery in here, so it's a plant with a lot of leaves. And just peering in the top, I'm not absolutely certain I can identify the type of orchid yet. I presume it's an orchid. Would you believe it? Following on from my repotting of 2 dendrobiums, which I ended up mounting, one of which was in a very sorry state, having been reduced from a specimen plant to next to nothing with just a small base and a couple of kikis, and one of my favourite dendrobiums, if not my all-time favourite dendrobium bloom, is Dendrobium hercoglossum. So we have the start of a new plant, and this is a nice, strong, healthy plant. Wow. Doing an instant now, chucking everything on the floor. I'm not normally an untidy person. Now, what we've got is a pot. Ah, we have an open pot. And some tape that's been put round to hold the media in the pot. I'm fine with that. The one thing I might not be so keen on that we might have to put up with, let's just get me skizzers. I cut that there and then I can start pulling around here. Yes, I can now see what's going on. Now what we've got here can be a problem. So this has come from the Far East, basically, somewhere like Thailand, Taiwan, Laos, but somewhere out there, because this is how they often package things. What you've got here is coconut husk, not coconut fibre, coconut husk. And what they do is they put often moss or some media around the roots, and then they enclose it with the coconut husk, and normally they then tie it or wire it to hold it all together, and that's how they grow. Now the coconut husk eventually rots and breaks down and the roots push through. Now where this comes from, you've got a lot of heat and a lot of humidity, and this media costs nothing. Basically it's lying around on the beach. So it's a very useful thing for them to do. But when you get them over here and you want to repot, it's incredibly difficult, because the roots end up getting into that coconut husk. So if you try and remove the coconut husk, you tear the roots and you end up doing a fair bit of damage. I've had cattleyas and other things potted this way before. But what this looks like it's been done is it's been put in the coconut husk, and then that has been put in an open pot. And now there's quite a few roots showing. There's new growths on the plant. It's a very healthy plant, there's no doubt about that. It's got lots of new growths on it, including some very new ones at the base. It's a lovely plant. But I don't know how long I can keep it like this. Eventually I'll have to do something with it. And unfortunately that often destroys part of the root system. Now when I spoke to the guy from Spice Exotic about this, because I bought a cattleya that was potted like, well, not potted, but done like this. And he said, when you come to repot it, take a third of the cocoa husk off. So, you know, divide it into sort of 6 parts and take 3 parts off, leaving 3 parts on, and then put it in whatever media you're going to do. And the roots will grow into the gaps. And then next time you do it, perhaps 18 months, 2 years later, you can take the rest of the husk off. That was his recommendation. So quite a long-term project. But this is a smashing plant. This is better than the original plant that I bought when I bought Hercoglossum first time round. And for those of you who've been buying on the internet in the EU and UK for a long time will remember this seller on eBay. He was called Orchid Man, and he was in where was he? Netherlands, I think, possibly, or somewhere like that anyway. And he sold some really good plants, including some specimen sized plants at reasonable prices with very reasonable postage. But then all sorts of things started getting in the way as far as export licenses and stuff like that, and basically he disappeared. So that was a shame. But yeah, that's where this has come from. Now this is in a position where it's got a hook and a pot that will work like a mount. This will work like a mounted orchid. And I can keep my eye on the coconut husk, and while it's entrapped in this open basket type pot, it's not going to be a problem. But at some point it will have to come out. But at the moment it can stay as it is. Lovely healthy plant, absolutely stunning. It does remind me of when I first got my Hercoglossum, and it grew well. There's no sign of any flower buds on this, which at this time of year is odd, because it ought to have a few buds. It's certainly a flowering sized plant, but tends to bloom in the main off of leafless canes. Oh, I'm just over the moon with this, and I've got a decent pot for something else to go in. This just gets better. I'm just going to have a bit of me wine to celebrate. Right, now if you ever get hold of one of these, now I'm surprised Spice Exotics have got these plants this size available for sale. That I am surprised at, but it's a good one. So whoever's done this, thank you very much. And I can't name names because I don't know who it is. As I said, my private detectives will be on the case, so you might get some people with torches hanging around in your back garden, shining them in your windows and things like that. I'm only joking. Of course I'm only joking. But yes, a smashing plant. Unusual growth habit for those of you who ever get one of these and think it's a normal dendrobium, because it's not. This, let's just take one of these new growths down here. Let's take this nice little one here. Nice little new growth. Okay? What's that going to do? Well, this season it will grow on. And like most of these, it will grow upright. It will carry on growing slowly through this coming winter. And then come the growing season next year, it will speed up and it will grow on again. It doesn't stop. And through that second growing season, it could get enough height to start to arch because of the weight of the leaves near the top of the cane. And it will start to arch over. Then we get to our second winter. Does it stop growing? No. It carries on yet again. Slowly, but surely it continues to grow. And then when we get into the third season, there's enough weight at the top of the cane to start making it pendulous. Yeah? And then during that growing season or towards the end, it will stop growing. That cane will get its terminal leaf. And often in that third winter, it will start to drop its leaves. Now it can bloom towards the end of that second growing season, but it's most likely to bloom after its third winter, when quite a few of the leaves may have dropped and we come into the next growing season. And I don't know any other dendrobiums that grow like that. That's what fascinated me when I first got my other one. So I'm going to class that as a replacement for something that I once had that was a specimen sized plant. Given the number of Hercoglossums I've seen around the shows, this is only a year or two off being a specimen plant. Because the ones I've seen around the shows and stuff like that are half that size. Some of them are half that size, but have obviously the full length canes that have been grown on over the seasons. But not that number of canes. That's a smashing plant. So we will get that hung up somewhere. It doesn't need watering, it's damp. And thank you to Spicesotic for allowing somebody to order that on my behalf, because that gets a bit fiddly when somebody buys something but doesn't want it sent to themselves. They want it sent somewhere else. It gets a little bit more complicated than a normal order. So thanks to Spicesotic for doing that for me, and thank you to whoever is behind this cryptic note. That is not what I expected to be in this box. Not even close. Now, this was recorded late in the afternoon on the 6th of June. I don't know when I'm going to post this video, because I've already got a video for tomorrow, Saturday. Sunday is the Sunday chat, and then we're into the following week. So somewhen during that week I suspect this video will get loaded. It's quite a stunning plant. All of these canes here they have growing tips. They are all in active growth. They will grow on through this season and gain in length. Possibly some of them may double the length of the canes. And then they will start to arch over. Now that's got a hook on it, so it's going to hang in a position where the canes are being persuaded already to start to arch over. This looks its best when it's got some full length canes hanging down, some medium length canes that are starting to arch over, and some new growths pushing upright. That's how it looks its best. Now my plant, my tatty looking object that I've mounted recently, you probably saw the video, that has a couple of flower buds on. So we will see the blooms for Dendrobium hercoglossum very soon on my other plants. There's no sign of any buds on this yet. This, although it's a large plant in the number of canes, it's actually quite a young plant. So well pleased with that, well pleased. Thank you very, very much. As I've said, there are lots of ways of supporting this channel. Financially, and just watching videos and watching some of the adverts, and occasionally I get a nice surprise like this. So thank you very much. Bye for now. See you next time.